You need to stop saying sorry so often. And here's why. The other day, I was out social dancing and I had a wonderful dance. Yeah, the type of stuff that you do and you feel great about it. You think, oh, that was awesome. However, during the dance, there was a few times where it wasn't so great. It was a bit confusing, and there were some missteps and perhaps some awkward movement. And that's fine because this is a social dance. You have not planned this, there's no choreography, there was no preparation, nothing of that matter. So after the fact, I went to I said, oh, sorry for X, Y, and Z. And they said, oh, no, don't worry, it was great. And on one hand, you may think, oh, saying, apologizing and all that is good because you're letting them know that you're not too cocky or whatever you think. You're letting them know you're humble. You're showing it. But I thought about it and I realized I actually do this very often, and when I've come across it, I in fact don't think it's a great thing for someone to apologize so much. See, if there's genuinely something that you did wrong, it's fine to apologize. If you've did something really bad, you should apologize. For some moderate things, yes. But what I found myself doing in life is over apologize. And here's where I think it's not so great, because this feels like apologizing for existing. And I strictly do not think we should be apologizing for existing or for minor things. Or if someone moves out the way to give you way, why are you apologizing for that? You should be saying thank you. And so here are some things. Here's some things in no specific order that I think you should do instead of apologizing. And then maybe I'll get into reasons why. So instead of apologizing, think about the scenario and think about if it's more appropriate to say thank you. Let's say you're on the road and there's a little zipper maneuver and someone lets you go through. They're kind. Or let's say you've driven out into a road and there was a car going super fast and I had to slam the brakes before you. Now instead of saying sorry here, you didn't see the car fully. This is not a irresponsible maneuver. Maybe you just kind of were there. Instead of saying sorry, I think you should be saying thank you, because they were kind enough to let you go rather than ramming into you. I can think of other better examples. Let's say you're in the supermarket and someone moves out your way to let you go through. Now, instead of saying, sorry I was here, you can say thank you. Thank you for making way for me. So just small examples that I can come up with right now, but there's countless examples. And if you find yourself being an over apologizer, you will see this scenario so often. You'll say, oh yeah, maybe I am apologizing a bit too much. Yes, you're right. True fact. And it's good to apologize when it calls for it, but when you're over apologizing, maybe it's not great. Because here's the thing. You're allowed to take up space in the world. The world is there because you're born in the world. The world is there for you to inhabit it. You shouldn't be apologizing for existing. What kind of existence is that? That's just sad. And furthermore, when you apologize, you make it sound like you're not confident. It's just a subconscious thing, but if you're out here apologizing for every little thing, it just means there is something wrong with you being wherever you are or taking up space. And I don't think there is anything wrong. Do you? Do you think there's something wrong with you taking up space? Because if you do, that is a bigger issue, but why? Right? Why should you apologize? Now, this is not getting into a place of, oh, never apologize. I'm not trying to say that. I think when there is a time and place, you should be the one to go and own up to any errors that you made, and you should. But this is specifically for the over apologizers, and it usually tends to be the younger generations in an effort to be polite. And what I found is all it comes off being is not confident. So think about it. The next time you're trying to over apologize, do consider if there is a better way to deal with that social scenario. Maybe it's better to say thank you. Maybe it's better to say something completely different. Maybe instead of apologizing, there's a chance to do better. All right. A lot of the times when we say sorry, we take responsibility, but at the same time, it's a very cheap way of taking responsibility. We haven't done any critical thinking behind that. So the next time you catch yourself over apologizing, do think about it. Do think about if there is in fact a better way to go about this situation. And if you find yourself doing things like this again and again, so if you find yourself in the same scenario over and over again, and you think, hey, maybe there is a better way than always apologizing for this, and instead to fix the underlying deeper rooted stuff that puts me in this scenario, then there's growth. And if the only thing better than taking responsibility is taking responsibility and growing from it. So think about it. Those are my few cents for the day. I think it's quite smart. Just to give myself a pat on the back there. But seriously though, never apologize when it doesn't call for an apology. Do ponder upon that. And with that said, Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye bye.